Hello, this is Anjana, and welcome to the 9th session on Ruby on Rails. In the previous session, we looked into handling the response using render and saw different Rails options to render the output to the browser. In this session, we will learn about the redirect to way of creating an HTTP response. We will also look at the different tools Rails provides us with for combining different bits of output to form the overall response, including how to create an RSS feed. As we had seen earlier, render tells Rails which views to use in constructing a response. The redirect to method does something completely different. It tells the browser to send a new request for a different URL. For example, let's open the products controller and look at the destroy action. Here you'll notice that we go back to the product listing page after we complete the delete product operation due to this call to redirect to products path. Similarly, in update, if the product updates successfully, we would redirect to the product show page, else we would render the edit template. There is also a special redirect to that sends the user back to the page they just came from, and that is redirect to back. So on an update, or when you try to modify a product and you click on update product, it should ideally go to the product show page. But this time I'm trying to test out the redirect to back page. So let's go to the browser and let's edit a product, and let me click on update product. So ideally the update product should go to the show page, but because I have this code here, redirect to back, it takes me back to the same page I was at, which is the form itself. So that is how the redirect to back works. Now let me place this back. Now let us look at the different tools Rails provides us for combining the different bits of output to form the overall response. They are asset tags, yield and content for partials. We had already seen how partials consolidate common code into one file that will be referenced from several calling templates. Here we will look at the asset tag helpers and the yield and content for. Asset tag helpers provide methods for generating HTML that links views to feeds, JavaScript style sheets, images, videos, and audios. There are 6 asset tag helpers available in Rails. They are auto discovery link tag, JavaScript include tag, style sheet link tag, image tag, video tag, and audio tag. You can use these tags in layouts or other views. Within the head section of the layout. The asset tag helpers do not verify the existence of the assets as at the specified locations. They simply assume that you know what you're doing and generate the link. Let us start with the auto discovery link tag. This helper builds HTML that most browsers and newsreaders can use to detect the presence of RSS or Atom feeds. So let us first create an RSS page. For instance, let us say that a customer would like to get the latest product updates or would like to see the current list of available products. Then we can provide it as an RSS feed. For this, let's open the orders controller and view the stock action. Instead of the respond to block for creating an RSS template, we just have to create a template with an extension of .rss.builder. The first part of the file extension is the MIME type format that the user requested. The second part is the template interpreter that Rails would use for rendering the template. I have already created a stock.rss.builder, so let me open that. And that was created within the app, views, orders directory. And since the stock action is basically showing the list of products, I took this information from the index.html.erb page of products, the products controller, and I just made it look XML-like. So here we are using the XML builder. It gives an XML object. And this helps to generate whatever XML tag we want. So here I would want the name, description, price, created at, and we can also write Ruby code within it. So I'm iterating over all the products, and for each of them I'm generating tags. Now let's access this RSS formatted page. So let's go to the browser and let's navigate to orders, stock. Now we'll have to provide the stock.rss format, and here you see the RSS format of the page being rendered. So it rendered the XML template. We use the builder to generate the XML in Firefox, and it interprets it as an RSS feed. So it provides an option for subscribing to the feed as well. Now, let's use the auto discovery link tag that we were talking about. So this tag, let's put it in the application.html.erb. That is the default layout file of this application. So the auto discovery link tag actually provides all readers to be able to subscribe to our RSS feed. So here I've added the auto discovery link tag within the head section of the application.html.erb file. So it's specified as RSS, and this is the link to the feed, RSS feed. I've also given a title, RSS feed for the current products, and let me save it. Now let me access any of the pages in the application, say the product listing page to start with, and you'll see this RSS feed icon because we've made it auto discoverable. So any user is able to subscribe to this page because I've kept it in auto discovery mode, and this links to the product listing page, which I've given it as an RSS feed. Now let's create a link to this RSS feed. We can also create a link to this. So let's say that we are in the update product page, and let me go back to the code. Let me open the edit.html.erb. Now with a link to, I can also link to this page. It's just a simple link to, and I've provided the name of the link to as my feeds for products, and this is the location of the RSS feed. So you can even provide it as a link, and here if I refresh, you will see the link, my feeds for products, and this links to the RSS feed. Next, let's look at the JavaScript include tag and the style sheet link tags. These help us return HTML script tags for each source provided. Now, before we look deep into this, let me stop for a bit and explain about the assets directory. In the previous versions of Rails, all assets were located in subdirectories of public, such as images, JavaScripts, and style sheets. With the assets pipeline, the preferred location for these assets is now the app assets directory. So if you look at the application, you will see an app assets directory. that has folders for images, JavaScripts, and style sheets by default. Assets can still be placed in the public hierarchy. Any assets under public will be served as static files by the application or web server. You should use app assets for files that must undergo some pre-processing before they are served. In production, Rails pre-compiles these files to public assets by default. The pre-compiled copies are then served as static assets by the web server. The files and app assets are never served directly in production. Now, in regular views, you can access JavaScripts within the assets JavaScripts folder like so. Here you would use the JavaScript include tag and the name of your JavaScript file, which is located in the app assets JavaScript folder. So there is a file application.js which we just saw within the app assets JavaScript folder. So you would specify it like this. And similarly, the style sheet link tag has an application.css which is located in the app assets style sheets folder. Now, you will need to include the files or not based on your setting in the application.js file, which is also called the manifest file within the assets directory. For example, a new Rails application will have the following lines: require jQuery, require jQuery UJS, require tree. The directives begin with, in JavaScript files, the directives begin with /= In this case, the file is using the require tree directive. And here, just as it seems, when we see these directives, we are actually requiring the jQuery.js, the jQuery UJS.js. You need not supply the extensions explicitly. Now, the required tree directive recursively includes all JavaScript files in the specified directory into the output. These paths must be specified relative to the manifest file. You can also use the required directory directive instead of required tree to include all JavaScript files only in the directories specified without recursion. So you can specify the directory name along with require_directory. Directives are processed top to bottom, but the order in which files are included by the required tree is unspecified. Rails also creates a default application.css file within the app assets style sheets folder, which contain these lines. The require self directive puts the CSS contained within the file at the precise location of the require self call. Next is the image tag, the video tag, and the audio tag. They behave similarly in terms of including files. When you specify the name of the file within the tag, Rails will subsequently look within the assets, images or videos or audios folder to find the file. With this, our 9th session comes to an end. Summarizing the topics covered in this session, we looked at how to use redirect to. We saw some asset tag helpers. We created an RSS feed and briefly looked into the assets pipeline. Now it is time for a trivia. 1. What is the basic difference between calling render and redirect to? 2. What is a double renderer error? Thanks for watching and bye for now.